Welcome, Ashes-Partyof5. Your table is ready. The first round is on us. Hey, everybody. And welcome back to another episode with Ashes-Partyof5. I'm Chibi Bree, and I'm here with my core host, Virtek, Reckless, DeathsProxy, and our guest this week, Fooshy.
Yeet.
So the thing we're going to be talking about this week is some stress tests and some news updates with Ashes of Creation. I know a lot of you probably already know some of what we're going to be talking about, but we're going to also be giving our opinions on them. But first off, let's start with Fooshy for introductions. Let's get to know you.
All right. Hey guys, what's going on? Fooshy here. YouTuber, love Ashes of Creation. I've dabbled a little bit in Blast, Arcade, God forbid, BDO, but yeah, you'll see me in game, definitely fishing about.
Alright, so Virtek here, DJ Virtek. MMOing since I found out what the internet was, really. So it's been a little bit. Yeah, I'm here going on and on and on about PvE and PvP stuff. I like it all, love it all, want to do it all.
How's it going, everyone? Reckless here. I've been playing MMOs, well, not plural, just a single MMO, which is Star Wars The Old Republic. I am a PvP advocate. I love PvP, and I can't wait to see you guys in-game in Ashes of Creation.
DeathsProxy here, PvP advocate, YouTuber, and there's also a supposed ringleader.
Ringleader? What? Hey everybody, I'm Chibi Bree, and I generally play PvE. I'm here to give PvE people a voice, and I play World of Warcraft, mainly Final Fantasy 14 currently, though Virtek did get me into a game of Star Wars the other day. Yeah. So, today we are going to be talking about a few different things with some updates to the stress test, and now that the NDA is lifted, we will be trying to play some Ashes of Creation, though today they took down the servers, so be on the lookout because I'll be posting it down below us in the Twitch and on our Twitter for each of our core podcast streamer days. So each of us will be streaming for about an hour and hanging out with you guys. So on to the good stuff. They're currently working on integrating servers for EU to use. How is this going? How will this impact us? What do you think, Fooshy?
I think it's great. Finally EU gets a server on their own, right? They can experience the game in their own ping. I'd just like to say real quick, there was no phishing log. Where's the phishing log? I'm joking. Yeah, it's simple as that. The EU server is good ping for them, and hopefully a better time frame for them.
Agree.
I am personally all about it. I like how it's finally getting something stepped up for EU people to play on without getting all that latency. I know it doesn't matter too much in the alpha, except when you're trying to test certain things like weaponry and such like that. But when it comes to testing, it's nice to be able to not have a bunch of delay between what you're trying to do and what happens, because that may seem like a bug when it's not really a bug.
I'm a little bit upset that there's an EU server, because now I can't kill checkmate people, They no longer play on the NA server, they'll be playing on the EU server, and who am I going to kill from checkmate now? They're all going to be playing on EU. So that's a sad thing, I guess,
I'm personally, I'm very excited. I'm happy that the EU community gets their own server, and I'm happy to see, how that server responds to the testing. So I would like to see the EU guys really stress that server out, make sure it's functional and doing what it's supposed to do, so when launch comes, we have no issues.
Yeah, personally for me, I know a lot of people from other countries, especially EU, and a lot of them were saying that, they have a little bit of that lag due to the latency issues of going across, oceanic to get to the NA servers, you know. But I feel like maybe this will help some people feel more like they're on par with everybody else. Like they don't have a disadvantage due to that delay in the stream. Okay, so recently they added a feature to allow you to become friends with somebody else using their Alpha 1 ID. However, there are no names, so unless you memorize all 20 characters of everybody's string ID, you're not exactly sure who you're inviting. This, however, does bring us a step closer to MMOs and the build that we have for it. Have you experienced any bugs with this feature? Adding people, inviting people?
So I used that feature once or twice, okay, and I thought it was cool. I'm like, wow, I can invite my friends to a game. But when you have 5 people in that list, it's kind of like, what am I looking at? So I know with the forum update that they're going to be doing with the account management and all that transferring system, that we may actually see the names pop up. But for any bugs, I didn't really see too many bugs. I mean, I think they'll all get freshened, or not freshened out, but like stamped out. Is that the word for it? As time goes on?
Yeah, same thing, kind of like it's neat, but as soon as you get more than like 2 people on there, and you can't just go by like the last letter for who you're trying to invite, then it kind of gets lost in the shuffle. So it's cool that they got it in there. I definitely like to see them get the names in there, and I didn't hear a little bit about it possibly coming in with the forums and all that, but here's hoping. Fingers crossed.
So this might just be my opinion, but I think it's about time they should link up the accounts we use for the testing to the ones on the site and have fixed names already, because right now, like, anyone can use any name with a friends list, and it would also help the friends list in general by doing this. But having names from the actual things, a fixed name, like I can be DeathsProxy and I'd always be DeathsProxy when I play, would be better. I don't know about you guys, but I think that'd be better.
You actually stole the words right out of my mouth, DeathsProxy. I was getting ready to say, we need some type of link to our actual account. I can't wait to see them implement that. And once they implement that, like you said, things will be a lot smoother when it comes to that friends list, as far as, the friends list, as far as group play and grouping up with your friends and being able to see that name tag and making a name for yourself, not just trolling and using someone else's name. And it actually means something, and I can't wait for it to mean something, because I'm an avid PvPer, so I want to make that name for myself.
But did you know that in the Alpha 0 they had that like party functionality, not so much friends list, but the whole name in itself, that you could just /invite name?
Yeah, it was a thing. It was kind of rough though.
Yeah, that was something that Virtek and I were talking about earlier before the podcast, was that and that kind of leads me into the next part later, but yeah, that's something that I think would be nice to have as part of the stuff that we were able to use within the game. And to hear that it wasn't part of Alpha 0, I think it's something that they should probably iterate, but we'll get back to that in a second. Today they took down the servers due to working with some bugs that they came across, and yesterday it was cut short pretty early also. Did you guys find any bugs during your gameplay, or was everything pretty smooth for you? Because personally, I haven't been keeping up with that.
There's been some, noticeable frame drops in the client last week, but I think they kind of fixed it with the latest client. I noticed latency got a little bit worse with the higher player caps generally. Actual bugs themselves, not too many actual bugs themselves this week. I did notice they changed one somehow. It feels a little bit slow to fire, but then some people were still managing to fire it at the same rate. So I think that would be a possible bug as well. We haven't quite figured out how people are doing that just yet, but I guess, some people haven't reported it.
I mean, hey, dude, Wand of Light, I remember when Alpha 1 first came out, weren't people setting up a macro or something and just like spamming that left click, and that thing was machine gunning, but then they fixed that? Yeah, bugs. No, I didn't run into any bugs. I mean, I invited DeathsProxy into my party, and for some reason, I just started losing. I don't know.
Yeah, DeathsProxy seems to have that effect on people, you know. Anytime DeathsProxy's in your group, be ready to take that L. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm just kidding. I haven't experienced any new bugs, anything that was out of the ordinary from, you know, my previous testing phases. So, you know, I feel like Intrepid has took the time out to go ahead and correct those bugs that I did find, and I haven't found anything new besides, you know, the spamming of the button, but I think they're working on that as well.
Yeah, me personally, I didn't bump into anything really. Then again, I only had like a small little window to actually do any testing. I think I got in for one round this past week, and that was about it. Stupid school projects, master's degrees, bad idea.
Yeah, no, right, man? I got to go to work on the weekends. I never have any time to play.
Exactly. Stupid responsibility and real life stuff. Just all the R words need to go away.
It feels bad.
Personally, for me, I only came across issues like with what happened to Virtek a week or so back with the landing on top of trees and stuff like that. I haven't personally tested to see if I can land on top of a tree again or not, but I thought I was gonna get stuck on top of a building at one point. But yeah, I think mainly there's the macro thing, but I also realized on this last testing that there's the easy cheat thing, so I think they're trying to work on that. Okay, so there have been some pretty big changes to the game recently. What are you hoping they implement within the next week, as far as anything that you think the BR needs?
Oh my goodness, I'm excited. I know you specifically said the BR, but I don't know. Steven kind of leaked a little bit of some things today, and I think next week we're gonna get knocked off our rockers. I think he's gonna hit us with something very special next week. So I'm just really just sticking to Discord. I'm in the community. I'm watching the chat. I'm like eyes wide open when I see Steven's writing, and I'm waiting for it. I think we're gonna get a pretty good surprise next week.
I mean, to be honest here, big game changes coming to the Battle Royale. I mean, I guess cosmetics, it would be cool to see some of the Kickstarter stuff. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's another department in the studio, that's going to be able to just start developing different armors and stuff like that. Other than that, though, Twitch chat, what do you think of that question?
Yeah, me, I'm looking for more integration of the party feature. Like I want to actually, not the party, the friends feature. I actually want to see those names. That's because as we're going through and we're able to jump into randomly grouped parties and such, I want to be able to, make a friend after I'm in that party and then test with them, because we could through Discord and friends list and all that for everybody who's been playing the Alpha 1, but I mean, that's a whole lot more work than just jumping randomly into a party and being like, hey, yo, you were fun, let's do this again, and just add friend.
Yeah, I mean, for something
Cutting up a little bit, just so you know.
Okay, is this better? Okay. So
Yeah, there you go.
something they actually add. As I said, I don't think they should be working too much on the Battle Royale anymore. I'd rather see other things being worked on right now, like the game showing some footage of that, which they said they're going to do. So, just getting the Battle Royale fully finished and just leaving it to be its own thing, I would say would be the priority.
I think personally, something I'd like them to implement, not only the friends list thing, but DeathsProxy's the remix. Sorry, I got distracted by chat for a second there. But yeah, something I'm hoping they implement is a big change. I hope they implement the friend thing, because like Virtek said, I'd like to, especially when my group of friends are already in a group or whatever, and I need to play with somebody still so I can test, I'd like to be able to quick add and I feel like something I think they should implement over the next week should be the whole account name thing, because I don't think that should be too hard to do. Or at the very least, I would like to just keep the same name and have the option to change the name when I get out of a game instead of constantly retyping in the game. But on a different note, and going into open chat a little bit here with you guys, I think it would be really cool for them to implement like a nighttime version into the BR. I want to know what that looks like, because I feel like it'd be a little harder to be able to see each other at night, you know, and I want to see what that's like, because if in the world of Verra, there's constantly this changing atmosphere where there's different seasons and different times of day. I want to know what it feels like to do a BR when it's dark out in the game.
I was just gonna add on to that, Chi. Like that's a good thing to see, and also weather, right? Like, let's see how the weather affects the BR as well. Like, will your aim be slightly off? Will you get some screen shakes because it's a blizzard outside? Like, let's, you know, if they implement those things, that'll be fun to see as well.
Yo, please, no more screen shakes. We've got
no more
enough
screen shakes.
right now. No more screen shakes.
Please, no more screen shakes. I mean, you think about it, guys, right? You know, there's raining. You could possibly even go in more intense, you know, like a full-on lightning storm, snow.
Pretty cool.
How that could play out nighttime.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is, yeah. So what I'm hearing is, Chibi wants to cover night so she can be Ninja Bree.
Tag Ninja Bree.
You know, like Fallout had that nuclear storm. Maybe they could have like a corruption storm, like a red night, slightly thundering through the sky. You know,
that would be so fun, actually.
There's like a little bunny rabbit outside, cute, fluffy, gets hit by a corrupted lightning bolt, turns into a friggin' raid boss. Good shit.
Could you imagine if that held all the way till live, and what the bounty hunters would do? Like, oh, here comes the corruption storm. Everybody get ready. We're gonna have a massive people getting corrupted real quick. Hunt them down.
I'm sorry, but Fortnite? Hello? What? What's Fortnite? What?
Fortnite's still from other games, right? It's only naturally to get copied from again.
So I'm going to go ahead and move into the second part of this, which is the news part of our podcast. Recently, for those of you who have not been following, or those of you who try to follow but have been too busy, they've announced the All Hallows Eve, same thing that they did last year with contests. I'll get back to the contest thing in a moment, but the more important thing is that Steven announced today that they're going to be showing off some Alpha 1 Phase 2 stuff during the Halloween event. What are you guys hoping to see, Virtek?
Ooh, okay. So hoping to see. That's I'm hoping to see some actual like behind the scenes, like, hey, this is where we're at with the sieges. Like, I know everyone's been talking about the sieges for the past like 3 weeks because that's the thing that everybody really wants to see, to be honest. So that's what I'm really hoping they bring about, even if it's really rough here. Like, there's only like snippets here and there, and that's all we see. Like, at least it's something. Like, feed our hunger.
Well, you have to remember what was actually detailed in Alpha Phase 2, and that was a more open world experience, more MMO-like experience, as well as the introduction of several new elements such as crafting and such like things. So they're probably going to show off things that are more seen in a traditional MMO, and there's probably going to be more evidence or appearance of crafting systems perhaps as well.
I'm excited because if you take a look at what they implemented for Phase 2, you see clearly races. So that means character creation. I'm assuming that's something that I'm looking forward to see, because I know that the character creator, like artists, are working really hard back there, and they don't get any limelight. They don't get to show their work that they've been working on. So I can't wait to see that stuff. Like, I can't wait to see what they're doing behind the scenes for the character creation.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Reckless on the character creation suite. And I'm going to be pretty simple with my answer, other than character creation, and that's just fishing. Like, fishing, please.
I'm gonna go one step further than everybody, and I'm gonna go into what they've actually outlined officially on their website, as well as what you can find on the wiki. Alpha 1 Phase 2 will include hybrid action and tab-targeted combat, with progression to level 20, 4 races, 8 archetypes, crafting and artisan, and guilds with name reservation, and 120 kilometers squared map. So I'm most excited to see the 4 races really fleshed out, as well as possibly looking at I don't know. Do you think they'll release some like the character creation thing? That's something to think about, I think. But we'll get back to that in the open chat. Just leaving that out there for you guys in the chat to think about and discuss. During this event, they will also be showing off the new cosmetics, which I think is probably going to be Halloween and spooky related, but I really hope it is. But my question is, how do you guys feel about the cosmetic system so far? And is there a cosmetic that you wish you could have gotten but couldn't because of whatever happened?
Well, to start off, I really hate how the cosmetics are monthly. People often get paid at the end of the month, and I think it's a shame that cosmetics come out monthly, because some people don't have the money in the bank to actually buy the cosmetic. You know, they don't have the extra funds, possibly because they have bills and other things to pay for. So having cosmetics monthly, I think, is bad for people to pay their expenses to then actually afford the cosmetic packs, because they're pretty pricey. They're not cheap either. So for people that want to purchase every single pack, and there are people out there that want every single cosmetic, it's a shame they have to, you know, maybe miss on 1 or 2 because they don't have their salary income at that point in time. I would much prefer to see them quarterly, you know, every 3 quarters or something. As for the quality of the cosmetics, I think they've improved. They've gone back to a more expected sort of design aesthetic, whereas previously they were showing off the Valentine stuff. I have no idea what they were doing then. But they seem to be back on track with the way the cosmetics look now.
On the opposite end of that, I mean, fortunately for me, I've been able to pretty much buy every single cosmetics they've released, or every single one that I've enjoyed actually, or looked at and said that, hey, I like that one. And I like the fact that it's gone. It's no longer there. So, hey, when you see me in game, it's special. You look at me, you're like, oh, Reckless was able to get that cosmetic. That's so cool. Like, dude, I just missed it, you know, and it sucks that that person had just missed that cosmetic, but it makes it just that much cooler for me, and that much cool. It makes it cool for him to look at and say, dude, you was able to get it, and that's pretty badass, you know, excuse my language, but you know, that's pretty cool that you was able to get it, and it kind of allows me to show it off and feel special about having it, you know. It makes it valuable to me.
Our channel is mature, so cussing is allowed. Just keep it to a minimum. That's all I'm gonna say real quick.
Ooh, Reckless. I'm telling mommy on you. But
you know, I wouldn't be reckless if I didn't slip a curse word in here and there, you know.
Yeah,
It's almost reckless.
But yo, Reckless, I'm gonna agree with you on what you said, and also a little bit on what Death said. I mean, yeah, you know, exclusive. I can't English, but having that unique item in the game, a lot of developers are saying, yeah, this item is exclusive when you pre-order the game, and then like 3 months down the line, they go and release it in the cash shop. It's like, I thought this was exclusive. And you know, those exclusive items, especially when you're playing a game for a long time, like you know, Warframe, getting exclusive Excalibur Prime, you know, you have an Excalibur Prime, and it's just like, yo, that guy's got. I mean, because the game's been out for 5 months. But as for like other cosmetics and stuff like that on a monthly basis, it's like, yeah, I mean, $25 for a full costume. I mean, you know, yeah, it's a good price, but on a monthly basis, some people might not have that money, so they might feel kind of cheated out of it. And then when the game does launch and that cosmetic is exclusive, you know, you'll have people where it's like, you know, I could have gotten that that costume if I would have just eaten ramen that entire month.
Yeah. Ramen.
Hashtag
Top ramen stuff.
Ramen.
right. Ramen for cosmetics.
I mean, I'm over here.
Like, I'm like right there on the cusp of either one, because I've always really liked having like the exclusive stuff and the things you had to be there for and the things you had to earn. and you get to show off like I was here since the beginning, or I was here since whatever, or I participated in this, and I've always really liked that stuff. But at the same time, so far out of all the cosmetics, I've really, 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 really only wanted 2 months of them, and the one was the like the necro stuff, like all the lich things, like the dead everything, and then the white knight things for my I'm gonna have one tank that's gonna be like pure like protect the weak and everything, and I wanted that whole white knight set. And that month I literally I didn't have the funding until, honestly, I didn't even check back. That was my fault. I didn't even check back until like a week and a half before it was over, and they ended it exactly on the day, like the 2nd of the month or something, when they said that they were going to do it all. They ended it on the 2nd, and on the 4th I got my check and I could have bought everything. So I mean, I'm sad like I missed that one. I want that one set. That's all I want. But you know, again, like to support my love of the exclusivity of I was there since, I kind of have to stick with that.
Yeah.
You know, Vertex, Phoenix are my guy.
Phoenix, I gotta bump up for that.
But
Phoenix Aura? Oh.
Phoenix Aura, yeah. I was going to say that with what you guys are saying, I agree, but I also, from a different point of view, I don't like the system, because I would like to be able to, for example, if I end up making a little extra money one month and maybe Virtek doesn't, and I want to get him a gift, I can't get him a gift unless I go through his account somehow. But I think it would be nice to be able to gift somebody a cosmetic if they can't get it, you know? And that's kind of the only way that I know that ends up unraveling an entire thing of like pay to win, and I'm not trying to go down that direction. It's just purely from the side of knowing like somebody would really like to have purely knowing like somebody would like to have a certain cosmetic and that they can't, you know, afford it or whatever. And also Shadow Crept, I totally would, but I don't trust everybody with the PayPal thing. So like if I wanted to get somebody a gift for whatever reason, I don't want to just send them money because you don't know what they're going to use that money on. Then that's kind of a waste of money. I'd rather just give them the whatever and make sure that they have that, and that's all they're using it for.
Yeah.
You never know. They could use it on ramen so they can buy the cosmetics themselves.
It just kind of sucks though with the whole gifting option. You know, it's like you have all that third party money laundering, and it kind of sucks that we can't have the gifting because stuff like that exists. And I mean, maybe we could have it someday, but I'd hate to go and have Intrepid, you know, have a bunch of issues with credit card companies because, you know, the gold sites are, you know, trying to transfer the bad money out.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this on to the next question. So currently, Intrepid is hosting a contest in their forums. Winners of each will receive the no longer available Intrepid pack, complete with next month's cosmetics, which will be showing on October 31st in their live stream. I believe that's 1 p.m. PDT. Are you guys planning to enter, and if so, what category, or depending on the category, what's your idea?
You know, honestly, I'm thinking I'm definitely considering entering it. Now, if I do, it's probably gonna be the short story. Reason being is I'm hoping that maybe Steven says, hey, that short story was really good. It wasn't good enough to win, but you know, we might be able to implement that into a quest line, or we might be able to implement that short story into some type of lore and kind of put our own twist to it. And that would be really cool to see, because you know, I would be all for it. Hey, you know, Steven, take that short story. Yeah, I didn't win, but put it in the game. That's good enough for me. You know, that's more than good enough, because I would love to run that quest line and say to myself like, hey, this is from my short story contest entry, you know, and I think that would be pretty cool. So that's the route I would go.
I actually think that's pretty cool, you know, getting that little short story in there. Gosh, though, the Intrepid pack, I mean, really? Did they have to go that far? It was like a $500 unavailable pre-order pack. I thought, they were going to pull what they did last year. It's like, okay, you guys get Alpha Zero access. That's cool. That's what I was planning to do, when I go out and do my costume and my meme, which I already have my meme up, but it's an old meme. It's golden. It's the Ashes is Love, Ashes is Life. But now, if I do win anything, that's a $500 pack. And I think it might even have lifetime subscription. I'm not sure. It's probably 12 months, but I can't just give that. I mean, I could just give it away if I'm a really nice guy, but who is to say that my subscribees, have access to Alpha 1 already. All the people that are going to be spamming in their friends, all accounts, it's not, that can't be any way of legitimacy. So kind of, I guess if I win it, I give it to someone on the sideline and never say anything.
Yeah, that's one way of going about it. But yeah, I definitely plan on making an entry into the meme cosplay area. Can't really say my idea because I haven't taken it yet, and I don't want anybody to beat me to the punch. All of our viewers here, you never know, we might get 17 versions of the same thing, and then mine would have to be better than all of them. So you'll see. It'll be up tomorrow, guaranteed.
I considered making an entry, to be honest, but then I thought because I'm a content creator, and if I did end up winning, there'd probably be some people queuing and crying about, well, look, Proxy's gaming the system, he's won. More shenanigans from Proxy, blah, blah, blah. So I just think I will enter just because of my content creator status, unfortunately. So.
I mean, there's
really
one guy
sucks.
Sorry. Did you want to go, Chibi?
You can go.
I was just going to say, it's like that one guy on the forums that's just cranking out memes, dude. He's got like 30, 40, some odd different memes, some way, somehow on there. And there's probably only like 10 people participating so far. I'm like, whoa. Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, I already entered personally, but what I was going to say to Death was like, it feels bad that like you can't feel like you can enter, be a part of the fun because of like a CC title or something, personally I would have anyway, just because I think it's fun to enter, and if I had like a content creator title, I could probably do some sort of thing where like maybe later on to get rid of it, I could do some sort of giveaway. I don't know, but I feel bad that like, people think that you have an upper hand just because of whatever. But personally, I entered into the spooky category and I did a Wednesday Addams cosplay with me holding a really, really dull kitchen knife on a park bench, and we used some flash to do different colors for spooky stuff. But yeah. Moving on, Steven's gonna be doing a live Pathfinder stream for the Spookathon for Extra Life, where they raise money for charity, and I believe they give it to a children's hospital of their choice. I could be wrong. Anyway, he said that there's going to be a lot of lore, so for those of you that love lore, on November 3rd from 9 a.m. to November 4th at 9 a.m., they're going to be doing the 24-hour live stream of the Pathfinder. So if you want lore, go check out Steven's stuff. Otherwise, everybody else part of Intrepid is also doing their own various streams within the Spookathon, and pretty soon they're going to be putting all of that up for people to access. But Fooshy, what are you looking forward most to seeing in the Spookathon? And who are you planning to watch, if you can get any watch time in?
I mean, honestly, I kind of want to see another one of those Halloween Intrepid tours where they went around, everyone dressed up. Bacon had the Pac-Man costume on, I think. It was really cool for them to actually, as a development team, to do that. But as for who I'm going to watch, it's probably going to be another Peter or Josh stream, You put in us. But I think it's also really cool, though, that they are doing the Extra Life again, and that they are streaming these 24-hour sessions and giving back to charity. So great job on you guys, Intrepid.
Absolutely. So, that's gonna be really tough. Like who I'm gonna watch. Like I'll probably end up, to be honest, trying to take part in at least some of it. Aside from that, watching kind of what I can. Like I'm gonna try and spread my time out. Like a lot of people are gonna take their time to stream it out. Should try and spread out who I'm watching and when, just to give them all at least a little bit of credit on the stream. But definitely want to see some of that Pathfinder, just to see his style of DMing. Really curious about that.
Well, in my case, I probably won't be watching any of them because I will be taking part in that Extra Life event, so I will be streaming.
What are you streaming?
I haven't decided yet. It's just gonna be 24 hours, isn't it? So I guess maybe not just one game, maybe a few, but I'll find a game to play and just play it. Maybe Red Dead. I've been loving Red Dead lately, so we'll see.
I'll probably more than likely I'll be supporting DeathsProxy. I mean, he is one of the core members here on the podcast, and you know, if I could give any type of support to any of our core members, then I definitely put that extra effort in to go ahead and show that support. So DeathsProxy, you got one viewer for sure, dude.
If not
Nice,
two.
bro.
Proxy.
Reckless? That's just, you're just gonna go watch Death, is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much. No, honestly, I'm gonna try to bounce around a little bit as well. Just kind of like Fooshy said, just to help out and give that extra support to, or excuse me, Virtek said, to give that extra support to, you know, the other people raising funds for the charity. You know, kids are very important. I'm a father myself, so if I ever needed that extra help from my kids, it would be, you know, priceless. It would be priceless to have a company like Intrepid backing and funding and giving these extra funds to help my child, you know, if my child was in need. So I'll definitely be trying to spread that love around.
Proxy,
Definitely.
proxy.
I'm really excited. I know I'm gonna be watching Steven at least part of the time because lore, and if not, I'm gonna try to download the stream right after, so that way I can watch it completely because I have to go to work. But the biggest part I'm excited about that Steven mentioned was that anybody who donates to him, depending on how much you donate, you can actually alter what happens to the people playing Pathfinder. You can either curse them or, you know, do something, and that sounds kind of exciting. I like that idea.
I'm doing it.
Give Pita.
But I'm definitely gonna be looking around at everybody, and now that I know you're streaming Death, I'm definitely gonna probably host you through Ashes-Partyof5. So if you guys are looking for somebody to watch, there's Death, which is part of our core podcasters, and I'm sure Intrepid's got their whole list going.
Crap, I'd love to stream, but I gotta go to work that day. I even
Right?
set up my stream and everything. Yeah, I gotta go to work.
I have to go to
bad.
work because I already told them I'd work the day before my birthday, so because I wanted my birthday off. Yeah, but that's fine. At least this year I don't have midterms while they're doing the 24-hour stream, so I can at least watch because I don't have to focus on midterms. I'm gonna go ahead and change into open chat though. We can talk about anything with the Halloween event, but I'd also like to preface before we get into the open chat, for those of you in our Twitch chat, please stick around. After we get through with the open chat, we're going to be closing the podcast, but we're not ending the live stream. We're just going to be switching over to the Q&A portion. So, any last thoughts you guys have on the Halloween event or any of the BR stuff?
Undead racial, not confirmed, Kappa? Keck?
Yeah, I'm waiting to see what they bring out for the cosmetics. Like, Halloween's my favorite holiday of the year, so I'm really glad they've done this now 2 years in a row. They just need to keep it going, little contests and such. And I have a few dollars in my bank, so I'm probably gonna be getting a lot of, if not all, the Halloween cosmetics.
Oh man, I'm excited in general. I like when there's new cosmetics coming out because I just like seeing what the options are. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by chat a little bit, guys. But yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty excited to see what they're releasing about the Alpha 1 Phase 2 stuff, because, I mean, obviously we're all here to support an MMORPG, and we want to know more about the MMO that's coming out, so...
Want to know more about that cleric life?
Right? Clerics for life, definitely. I actually wanted to clarify something from a previous stream. There's going to be class kits, which is not the same thing as classes. It's just pieces of classes that you can choose from as far as like skills go. So the healer's class kit is just spells from, I'm guessing, the cleric class spell list. But it's not officially the cleric yet.
You know, I'm excited to just see anything from the clerics. Believe it or not, even though I play DPS mostly, I want to see what my healer is going to be able to do. Like, I want to see those abilities and see how effective they are, and, you know, kind of see the general idea of where Intrepid is going with this action combat healing, you know, abilities. So I'm excited. I can't wait.
Alright, well, are you gonna say something, Virtek?
I mean, I was just gonna kind of add on, basically just re-echoing a bunch of stuff there. Like, I'm really glad they took the direction of, you know, combat doing damage equals being able to send out healing. Like, get the healers a little bit more involved in like playing whack-a-mole and jumping out of the fire, and that's all they got to do.
Yo, let's go. We're gonna sit in a corner, and I'm just gonna heal myself and be like, hee, you guys are all dying. Worst healer at that.
Alright, well, I think next week we are going to be doing a reflection of their Wednesday podcast, as well as any, well, I'd like to hear personally from DeathsProxy's point of view of streaming during the Spookathon, but we'll be covering some of that and our thoughts on that next week. But for now, we're going to go ahead and lead out for this podcast. For those of you, again, in the Twitch chat, please hang out while we end the podcast, not the whole stream. Fooshy, why don't you go ahead and tell us who you are, where we can find you, and possible last thoughts you have?
Yo, I don't even know my own YouTube channel, like, ID link. Wow.
Got that for you, don't worry.
I'm Fooshy. You see me in Discord a lot. I work a lot now. I have a YouTube. I do stuff. Have a good day.
And so much suspense, so much excite. I love it.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm Reckless. You can find me at the number 2 Reckless on Twitch. Feel free to join my gaming community there. Shoot me a follow. You can also feel free to follow me on Instagram, where I post pictures and upcoming streams. And that you can follow me at Reckless_PvP. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Me, I'm either Virtek or DJ Virtek, pretty much everywhere. YouTube, Twitter, Facey Space. Like, I haven't done Jack on YouTube yet, but I'm trying to change that.
I love you, Virtek!
Oh, I love me too. Oh, so nice. Also, try and keep pressure on me. Mixcloud. I'm trying to put up some more mixes and whatnot. Also, my Twitch, I'm going to be here soon setting up a special project there where I'm going to be creating mixes for streamers to use on their live streams on Twitch that will not get banned. Like, going through, getting all the no copyright sounds and such of whatever they desire, whatever type of audio ambiance they want for their streams, and just creating a continuous like 1 or 2 hour mix. And I'll be presenting that on like a creative on my channel here shortly.
Yeah, I'll take some instrumental stuff.
Woohoo! Shoot me an email, sir.
Great, we need more of that.
Can I have an opera?
Absolutely, as long as I can get Nightwish in there. I mean, they're kind of rock opera, right?
No, it has to be real opera, like Italian and, you know, vocal chords. I'm DeathsProxy. You can find me at DeathsProxy, well, YouTube/DeathsProxy, Twitter, DeathsProxy, DeathsProxy.co.uk, and obviously you can find me at Twitch, DeathsProxy UK. So yeah, there we go.
And I'm Chibi Bree. I'm your co-host. Dear God, words. I'm your core host. And I put up Fooshy's YouTube channel in the chat for you guys. You can find me here on Twitch. You can find me on YouTube. I've started a new Intro to Ashes of Creation series where I talk about the various things and what they are. I'm also considering, English. I'm also considering talking about some of the streaming and things like that. I don't know. We'll figure out what I'm doing with my channel, but for now I'm doing intro videos. But I'd like to say thank you guys so much for all of you who have followed. Rip. Sorry, Fooshy. For those of you who have followed, and thank you so much. The background music you hear is from Makinoji. If anybody else knows how to get some really cool tavern-esque sounding music for our background, just let me know, alright? So thank you again for joining us for our podcast. Please stay tuned for the Q&A session. Bye guys!